Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to On the Mic with Metha. I'm joined, as usual, by my Canadian co-host, Elio. Elio, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Hell in a Cell was last Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday 2 weeks ago. What did you think of the show, Elio?
That was pretty good. I really liked that Hell in a Cell with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon.
Yes, I have. That match was better than I thought it was going to be. It really.
I was covering that show, and was it just me, or did that show go over the 11 o'clock mark?
I was thinking that because it's usually you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
What time does that show normally finish for you?
Usually it ends at 11 p.m. or shortly before that. But then I looked over at my clock. It said 11:25, and it was still on.
Yeah, because with me, I'm in the UK, and it didn't end till about 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, wow, is it just me, or is this show gone really long?
Right.
So the next day,
so it wasn't just me.
No, the next day I looked on the network, and the running time was 3.5 hours.
Well, I guess they can do what they want. It's their network, right?
Exactly right. But having said that, they also run on cable companies for the pay-per-views. So I don't know. I guess they were allowed to do that. But what was your overall thoughts of the show?
I thought that show was pretty good.
I agree.
It at times it did feel like it was dragging on, but it was overall it was pretty good.
I agree. I agree. I don't think. I think from top to bottom, that card was one of the best cards that we've seen from SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
One of the matches that really surprised me, and I want to get your thoughts on this in a second, is the AJ Styles, Ty Dillinger, and Baron Corbin match for the US Championship.
Yes.
What was your thoughts on that?
I guess this is what happens when you stay off Twitter and keep your mouth shut. They give you the US Championship. Congratulations, Baron Corbin.
So you don't think he's being punished anymore?
It doesn't seem like it. I mean, they gave him the US Championship, right?
Yeah. But he hasn't really kept his mouth shut. Because even on the Talking Smack episode that they do after every SmackDown pay-per-view.
I missed that. I swear they really need to start doing Talking Smack on Tuesday nights. Like seriously, I don't know why they canceled it.
Yeah, I don't know why they canceled it either, because it was one of the things that made SmackDown different, and we've talked about it numerous times.
Yeah.
On the show, it's one of the things that made SmackDown different. It made SmackDown unique. It gave the talent a chance to express themselves, to get their characters over.
And you kind of got to see them somewhat out of character at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, I would dare to say that, and I think we can both agree that The Miz is performing at the highest level on Raw right now, right?
Yeah.
But I don't, and we'll get to that in a minute. But I don't think that had it not been for Talking Smack, Miz would have gotten that opportunity. Miz would not be as good as he is today had it not been for Talking Smack. Do you agree or not?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
because he did some of his best promos on Talking Smack.
Exactly. I mean, that promo that he did with, I think it was Daniel Bryan at the time with Renee Young.
Yep, where he was pretty much I think he was like mocking him because Daniel Bryan can't wrestle anymore and Miz can still go. Yeah.
I think it was some form of a shoot.
Mm-hmm.
What was you? Just for the viewers, the listeners who may not understand what that means, a shoot is when characters go off script and they talk about how they really feel.
Right.
That's would you agree that that's a shoot?
Yeah, that because Daniel Bryan has was pretty upset that he had to retire at the time.
Yeah.
Because I think he could have still gone. But then what do you think will happen like once his contract is up?
That's an interesting thing because that's an interesting question actually, because there are a number of contracts, as far as what I've read on the internet, there are a number of contracts that seem to be up.
Yeah, but they haven't released any names. But they said some people want out of their contracts.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's, and I mean, Brock Lesnar's contract, for example, is up for renewal, as far as what I've read, up for renewal after WrestleMania in April. But his contract does not end with the company until August of next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if going back to Daniel Bryan, your earlier question, would you like to see him renew a contract when his contract does run out?
Yeah, I like Daniel Bryan in his new role. I guess like the GM of SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree. I like his new role, and
except that segment on I think it was the Hell in a Cell pre-show with the title show where they kept going back and forth. Yes, 10. Yes, 10.
Yeah, that was a bit. That was on the Hell in a Cell pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I was like, oh gosh, what? Stop the segment. But it was no. I agree with you. I enjoy his role as a general manager. I think he's fitted into it nicely. Obviously, he would still like to wrestle, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. And your health is much more important.
Well, I'm sure Edge would still like to wrestle, but he knows better.
Exactly, and he's got a kid now, so
he's
enjoying life after WWE. But I think Brian, I think this role has suited him well. As his role in GM. Moving on now to the Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens match. That match, and it's very often we say this. Sometimes the announcers say it, and sometimes it's not really true. But the match, in my opinion, was almost better than the build-up, but only slightly.
Yep. That match, I swear, when they were like on top of the cell, I was sitting there just like watching. I'm like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen now?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I have to say, what's with these like old like legendary superstars of the past? Every time something like Shane's jump off the cell happens, they go on Twitter and they sound like all bitter. Like, did you hear what Superstar Billy Graham said?
Yes, he said that Shane McMahon was.
Yeah, he called him an idiot for jumping off of the top of the cell.
Yeah, he called him an idiot, and I was like,
I'm like, why are these like old timers like so bitter?
Well, I just, I heard the comment that you're referring to, and I think that the match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens needed that.
Right.
I hate to say it, but it needed, because it was not about the match. It was not about the structure they were involved in. It was about the storyline and the anger and the rage going into it, right?
Right.
So Shane McMahon would not let, from a psychological standpoint, Shane McMahon's character would not let Kevin Owens get away with what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to, at all costs, end his career.
Right.
Which would lead Shane to jump to the top of the cell, right?
Right.
So from a storyline perspective and from a psychological perspective of the match, the jump off the cell made sense.
Yep.
But but then back to what you said, I don't understand why some of these people, some of these, I hate to call them old timers, that's a bit disrespectful, but some of these legends.
Oh, some of these legends of the past.
Yeah, well, yeah, legends of the past.
I was trying to find the right word.
Yeah. Some of these guys, they say, oh, he shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have risked his life literally to do that.
Yeah, but Superstar Billy Graham is like sounds more bitter than others, because he even went off on Chris Jericho in the past. He's wishing death and stuff.
Yeah, he's done that with a lot of talent, right?
I'm like, wow, that's just like, because I heard his comments on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And like he was like, Chris Jericho, if I ever see you, I'm like, wow.
Why the anger? Why the bitterness? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just
And
there's no. I don't think there's any reason for it.
no, and this is not limited to just Billy Graham. This is limited to
No, it's for all legends.
not just the legends. You're certainly right, but not just the legends. It's about the fans as well.
Yeah.
The next day, all I saw from reports online and everything else was, that he shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened that way, and he shouldn't have jumped off the cell. And
No, that just added to the match.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And I remember Vince saying in a documentary I saw of him ages ago about how him, Stephanie, Shane, the entire family, Linda as well, have the common goal of doing whatever you have to do to make the match or the product better under any circumstances, right? And we know that Vince McMahon is not limited to this either. He's taken some incredible risks in his matches with certain talents, Stone Cold being one of them.
The man's crazy at his age.
Yes, simply to make the match better.
Stuff he's done.
Right. And I don't, I think the jump off the Hell in a Cell added to the match. It needed to happen, and it complemented it perfectly.
But how about that ending? Oh my god!
That is just what I was gonna segue to that just now. Did you notice the announcers? They didn't react to it straight away. It was smart by WWE, and I mentioned it on my blog last week. It was smart by WWE to have Sami Zayn revealed as the man who took Kevin Owens off the table in a replay.
Did you? Wow! Like that. I wasn't expecting that ending.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Now I'm interested to see what they do with Sami Zayn.
I hope that they capitalize on his newfound interest, his newfound intrigue in his character.
And his promo on SmackDown the following week.
Yeah.
On that Tuesday, his promo was pretty good. How he called Kevin Owens his brother.
Well, the thing is, and this is where it's good to use real life scenarios and play them into your character, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are real life best friends.
Yep,
they really are.
Yep.
So it's smart because their chemistry off screen is translated on screen.
Yep.
And I agree with you. I look forward to seeing where this goes. I just
thought of something.
Go ahead.
How about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn SmackDown Tag Team Champions?
Let's see. I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't do that personally. Simply because Sami Zayn, I would like to see him be catapulted into perhaps a WWE title run after this new feud, after this new alliance with Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'd like seeing in a championship go for the WWE championship.
Because with Kevin Owens by his side, Sami Zayn would now be a heel, and the champion, whoever takes it from Jinder Mahal, would be a babyface, obviously, and they would go back and forth.
Right.
Oh,
did you read about Jinder Mahal?
And Brock Lesnar?
No, he challenged John Cena for WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 34. Yes, I read that. Yes, I did. Would you like to see that match?
I don't know. If they do it, I'd like to see how they build up to it.
Well, do you think it's possible? Do you think it can work?
Sure. I mean, because all these 4 pay-per-views, those are the Raw and SmackDown branded.
Yeah, there's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania,
SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
Yeah, right. But I agree with you. I think it can work, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't happen because Mahal, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, Mahal is quite possibly one of the best champions we've had in a long time. I might get a lot of heat for saying that, but that's just my opinion.
No, I know. He's cool. I like him as champion. He's done very well.
Exactly. He's done exactly what a heel is supposed to do. A heel is
supposed to break him away from the Singh brothers. Can we see them in matches already? I don't think I've seen them in one match.
Yeah, that's my only criticism. I would like to see the Singh brothers develop as a tag team.
They've only gotten I've only seen them get destroyed by Shinsuke Nakamura.
And that handicap match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I would like to see them in a tag team. And then maybe going for a SmackDown Tag Team Champion, something like that. Because they were, correct me if I'm wrong, in NXT they were known as the Bollywood Boys, right?
Right.
Yeah. So they can wrestle. They are a well-known tag team. But, you know...
I just don't know why they don't let them do it on the main roster.
Maybe because they want the focus to be around Jinder Mahal, which I can understand to a certain extent. But I agree with you. You need to have them being recognized on their own as well.
Right.
But who knows? But again, I like Jinder Mahal as champion. I think he's done exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
What did you think of the WWE Championship match at Hell in a Cell?
The championship match. Shinsuke
Nakamura and
Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. I don't know. The match looked like it was all over the place.
In what sense?
Just like the SummerSlam one.
In what sense?
I don't know. I feel like didn't really work well together. Like the match just looked sloppy from I guess my point of view.
No, I can see that. I think sometimes certain people have chemistry better than others.
Yep.
Like I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but Samoa Joe, for example, and Shinsuke Nakamura had tremendous chemistry in NXT. I love the matches. They had 3 matches to my recollection, maybe more. No, I think it was 3. Was it 3?
I'm not sure.
Around that number, and their matches in NXT were tremendous. But I just think that there are certain people as a wrestler, as a talent that you have more chemistry with than others.
Yeah, and I just don't see with Shinsuke and Jinder Mahal.
No, I agree with you.
And even the promo was like Jinder Mahal's promo, he's not comedy. He was trying to be funny and comedic.
That's true as well. I agree with you because Jinder Mahal should be a serious WWE champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he was built in his feud with Randy Orton when he won the championship back at Backlash.
Yep.
He was built as this serious guy. This guy that we're supposed to be, as the audience, we're supposed to be taking seriously. And in the feud with Shinsuke Nakamura, he was making fun of him in a way that didn't really represent him well as champion, I suppose.
Right.
I don't know. And I'm not. After the promos, I've heard people on the internet saying, "Oh, Jinder Mahal went too far. He did this, he did that."
Yeah.
What's your view on that, please? Before the big bang in my head pops.
I don't really think. I think for the role that he's supposed to be playing, it's. I don't think he went too far, but I didn't really like his. I didn't really like the promos themselves. I understand what he was trying to do, but I just don't think it worked.
No, I mean, I understand. I agree with you a little bit about the promos, maybe he needs to work on a bit more on his promo skills. But as far as him going too far, he's a heel. What do you want him to do?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he went too far. That's what he's playing the heel.
Exactly.
That's usually what the heel's always done. It's
That's
like really like provoke the face.
exactly. He's supposed to make you. You're supposed to pay money to hate him. You're supposed to pay money to see whoever's in a storyline with him. In this case, Shinsuke Nakamura to dethrone Jinder Mahal. That you're supposed to pay money to see.
Right.
So and that's not something new. That's been around. That formula has been around for years and decades in wrestling.
Yep.
But now everyone's saying, "Oh, he went too far. He did this. He did that." Well, hang on a minute. If you're complaining, if you're complaining about how bad the product is and you want the Attitude Era back, let me tell you something, people. They went further in the Attitude Era.
And this new reality era, if people want the Attitude Era, this is as Attitude Era as they're gonna get.
Exactly.
They're never. You can't. It's like putting a popular team back together again.
Exactly.
The first time it's special and it works, but once they broke up, you can't put them back together. It's not the same.
Exactly, because it's like this thing with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. This is that had glimpses to me of the Attitude Era.
Right.
The storyline with those two but it wasn't over the top. It was the right amount of anger, the right amount of hatred, the right amount of intensity, and it worked.
I mean, I get that this is the 20th anniversary of the Attitude Era, but this is as attitude as you're gonna get.
Exactly. And another thing is the Attitude Era. We've become so politically correct now as a society, within different countries. There's so many things that we can and cannot say now. So,
oh my God! If we did today what they did in the Attitude Era, the internet would blow up even.
Exactly.
More than it already has.
Exactly. The WWE would not. They would not be. They would be vilified for doing the Attitude Era in this day and age.
They wouldn't hear the end of it.
It wouldn't work.
Right. Yeah, but WWE wouldn't hear the end of it.
Exactly.
They'd be getting complaints from all sides.
Yeah, from people on the internet saying, "Oh, I watched the clip now just from the Attitude Era where The Rock made China, who was in DX at the time, bark like a dog."
Oh, I think I remember that. I know Vince did that with Trish.
Yeah, Trish and Vince was another segment, but this segment was with, and I invite you to go back and watch it. The Raw before SummerSlam 1998. It was August 24th was the date.
Oh, okay.
And there was a segment between The Rock, Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown, and others, I believe, who The Rock at the time was in the Nation of Domination. Do you remember that?
I'm sorry?
The Rock at the time was in the Nation of Domination. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
So he made China get down on all fours, on her knees, bark like a dog. That was the Attitude Era. If they did that this Monday on Raw, the internet would not stop.
Oh, I know.
There would be
the following day. That's it. The internet would blow up.
Exactly. There would be a hashtag on the internet saying, "Oh, cancel WWE, cancel Raw, cancel SmackDown." From networks.
Yeah.
There would be complaints on Twitter everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So those people saying that they want the Attitude Era back, they don't like this product. Excuse me, it would be worse. The content, the sexual content, the violence, the grotesque nature of the show would be worse.
Right.
So I think Raw and SmackDown have improved considerably from, let's say, 2012.
Oh yeah, like I said a couple of weeks ago, Raw lately, I've been enjoying it a lot more.
Yeah,
it's been running smoothly. It doesn't feel like 3 hours.
No, and it doesn't feel like, I agree, it doesn't feel like the show you're just waiting for the next matchup.
Right.
It feels like, whatever match is on the card, that you're interested in it, It's like,
I'm sorry, but last week when my name wasn't Elio, it was Mark, because I literally jumped out of my seat.
for the Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We'll get onto that in a second. But before we get onto that, I want to talk to you about the cruiserweight division.
Yes.
So there has been quite a huge uproar within the company about Neville possibly walking out of Raw.
Yeah, it's not true. I don't know if that's true or not. If
Well,
WWE's saying no, like they're denying the reports.
Well, I don't know if it's true, but I have heard that Neville asked for his release from the company, and that he walked out of Raw before it went on the air because of issues with the company, issues with creative, issues.
Well, they said the original plan was they were going to have him lose to Enzo Amore in that main event of Raw.
Exactly. So, do you believe that Neville has walked out of the company?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I wouldn't be surprised though, because even Austin Aries left, but I think that was for different reasons.
But he was released, wasn't he? I don't think he walked out.
No, I think he was released. Yeah.
Yeah. I just if he did leave, I think it would be a great shame.
And if you read Enzo saying that he's the one that forced Neville to quit.
Yes, I saw that. Did you also?
He took care of Cass, and now he took care of Neville.
But again, he's a heel. He's a heel, so that's what.
It's stuff like that that makes me think. I wonder if he really did quit or not.
So you're wondering if it was a work?
Yeah, because if Enzo's saying stuff like that, like he's the one that forced Neville to quit.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you there. That's true, because sometimes a shoot can turn into a storyline, right? Yep. So for argument's sake, let's say that it was real, and let's say that he did walk out.
Yep.
Right? Could WWE, if it's within their interest, given the huge uproar that it's got on social media, could they not theoretically attempt to work out a deal with Neville, bring him back, and then turn it into a storyline?
I think they could, yeah.
Would that be a smart move in your opinion?
Yeah, I would think if they can get Neville back, yeah, because it would be a shame to see him leave.
Exactly.
Because I like Neville, especially when on the mic when he does commentary. He's hilarious.
I tell you something, that heel turn that happened to him when he was in the cruiserweight division, that is literally the best thing that happened to his career.
Right. But I also like this new face turn that he did now in his feud with Enzo. Like he's standing up for all the other cruiserweights.
Yeah, I agree with you. But but he did that, but he still got that level of meanness in him, which is essential, right?
Yep.
But I just think that I hope that the Neville leaving. I hope it's a storyline. I hope it is.
Yeah, so do I.
Because
I was really getting into this whole cruiserweight thing. I like seeing him as the leader, standing up for all the other cruiserweights.
Exactly.
I wanted to see where they were going with that.
Exactly. Just sticking with the cruiserweight division before we move on. Have you noticed that the last 3 weeks on Raw, the cruiserweights have main evented every single time?
Oh, I haven't really paid attention.
Yeah.
I know. Last week was Enzo and Kalisto. Who was the week before?
The week before was Enzo's championship celebration.
Okay.
And the week before that was Enzo winning the championship.
Oh, he won it on Raw.
No, excuse me, that's wrong. He did not win it on Raw. Excuse me. Now he won it at the pay-per-view, and then
Right.
the next couple of weeks after that, he was featured in the main event.
Oh, okay.
Right.
No, because I know they did the celebration where like all the cruiserweights attacked him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't realize that was like the main event of the show.
Yeah, no. If you go back on the network or wherever, you forward to the last segment, that
right.
the cruiserweights have been in the main event for the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
Right. So that leads me to my next question. Do you think that, because we all know that the cruiserweight division has been in a little slump for a while?
Yep.
Up until No Mercy, I'll say. So do you think that the cruiserweight division has received a boost?
Yeah, I think they're finally getting like some recognition on Raw.
Exactly. Because I'm not a guy that says, and I don't think you are either, that a guy that says, oh, to be in the main event, you have to be 6'5" and 300 pounds. You don't.
No.
You don't. You don't have to be that at all. Look at
they've had the women in the main event.
You have what?
They've had the women in the main event before.
Exactly. So I just
this is 2017. It's not 1980s.
Exactly.
Where the big guys were in the main event.
Exactly. This is it's equal opportunities now.
Yep.
We've just had a women's Money in the Bank this year that made history making.
Now I think Kurt Angle was talking about there's going to be a women's elimination chamber coming.
Would you be interested in seeing that?
That would be interesting to see, actually.
Because I think the women can pull it off.
Yeah, I think they already did a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, and that actually was a good match.
Yeah,
that Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Sticking with Raw now. And I know you've been itching to talk about this because of what we talked about before. The Shield are back.
Oh yeah, I told you I literally jumped out of my seat.
You nearly what?
I literally jumped out of my chair when they.
Elio, you're supposed to be a professional, my good friend.
But I am. I was being a professional fan.
Oh, I did too. I mean, it gave me to see the three of them standing up again, side by side.
Yeah, but I thought you said you didn't want to see a Shield reunion.
I didn't. If you gave me the choice, I wouldn't have done that. But having said that, looking back on it, I like the way it happened.
Yeah, I like the way they did it. It worked. It really worked well the way it was done.
Yeah, because that's what, and I know we've talked about this before. Long-term booking really pays off.
Yep.
Because that was built for months.
Yep.
Months past. It was, Braun Strowman had a feud with Dean Ambrose. Then he had one with Seth Rollins. Then he had one with Roman Reigns.
I guess now he's still not done with Roman Reigns, but now he's not done with the other two either.
Exactly. He's not finished with either of them.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the Miz Taraj? How do you think they fit into all of this?
Oh yeah, because the Miz Taraj aren't even in the main event's already been announced for TLC. It's Cesaro, Sheamus, and the Shield. The Miz Taraj aren't even in there. So I'm not sure where they're gonna.
They are in there.
Sorry.
They are in the match. They are.
Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Yeah, the Miz is in that match.
No, Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, and Braun Strowman.
Oh.
It's a 4-on-3.
It's a 4-on-3, right? So it's.
Yeah.
So say that again. It's the Miz.
The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, and Braun Strowman
Against right.
against the Shield.
Yeah, I knew it was a 4-on-3, but I didn't know. I thought the Mr. All of them were in there. Okay, fair enough. But
wait, hold on, King, excuse me for a minute.
Go ahead. You are right. Oh, okay. The Shield are in there.
Sorry about that. I just had to go take care of something.
No worries. The Shield are in there because the Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro along with Braun Strowman, are facing them at TLC in a TLC match. And if you think back to 2012, their first match together was a TLC match. Do you remember?
The Shield, the Shield's first match in 2012.
Yeah, it was a TLC match against Kane, Daniel Bryan, and Ryback.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Where they're going to fit in to that.
Well, I hope.
Plus, they help the Bar and Miz. I don't know.
Well, I hope they don't get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
With this, because I think Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas have a ton of talent, and I think being associated with the Miz has been a great thing for them.
Right.
But it seems like, just from the way the storyline is, it seems like Sheamus, Cesaro, and the Miz are getting all the attention, and not Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. Like the Bar getting like all the attention, where Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel make up the Miztourage. Exactly. So I don't get it.
I just I hope that they still can be an integral part of not only the match but the Miz's overall character as well. I hope they don't lose their momentum.
Now, speaking of Bo Dallas,
go ahead.
Oh, what about his sister-in-law, Sister Abigail?
That's actually the next segment I wanted to. That's actually the next segment we're going to go on to. Is Bray Wyatt has introduced Sister Abigail. Your thoughts on that, please?
Oh my, I don't know what to say. Bo and Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail. I don't know what to say. I mean, I was wondering how they were gonna do it, and then like when they did it on a Monday night, like they just like morphed Bray's face. I don't know. I hope they don't make him come out in a dress or something.
You're not a fan?
No, it was interesting the way it was done. I just hope they don't like ruin it and have him come out like in a dress or something.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But
because this isn't just any wrestler. This is the son of a legend, a former WWF Tag Team Champion.
No, I agree. I agree with you there. But I think, and I spoke about this with Kalen before, because he was not impressed with the way they did the Bray Wyatt reveal of Sister. And you know how he uses colorful language, right?
Did he go out of one of his rants?
Yes. You know how he used colorful language, right?
Oh yeah.
So he said, and I'm not going to repeat what he said, but let's just put it this way: he wasn't a fan of the way of the reveal, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It had an eerie feeling to it, but I don't know the way they did it.
My understanding was that Sister Abigail is not another person. She's
No, it's Bray Wyatt. This is just like the movie Psycho.
no, exactly. She's a spirit,
Yeah.
and I don't think WWE are portraying her as another person either. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, like so I don't know why that they were saying like they were probably talking about bringing one of the women from NXT up to play Sister Abigail.
Well, I heard that as well. That may be something they might decide to do in the future. But as of now, it doesn't look like they're portraying Sister Abigail as another person.
Right. No. So right now it's just Sister Abigail is Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt is Norman Bates.
But the way, considering by the promo of the sister of the Sister Abigail character, it seems like Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail are working together to feed Bray Wyatt's bad thoughts and Bray Wyatt's evil side.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Although, if you think about it, we are in the Halloween season, so it kind of works because we're into Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's the end of this month, so it does work. So yeah. But do you think that Bray Wyatt has been badly booked?
Yeah, I think he could have been booked better. But like I said, this guy is the son of a former tag team champion. He's not just like another wrestler that they brought in. He has so much more talent, and like he's been booked so well in the past. So I don't know what they're doing with him.
I don't know. Maybe I don't, because I used to be legitimately scared of Bray Wyatt, and I mean that as a compliment. But
no, like when they threw the promos with the Wyatt family, I'm like, okay, this is creepy.
Exactly, where they would randomly pop up in the middle of another segment,
Yeah.
And it would just cut to them, and they'd be like just standing there, all three of them,
Yep.
But do you think that Bray Wyatt's lack of direction, I'll say, is to do with him, or is it to do with his booking? Because I think, personally, before you answer that question, I think it's both.
It's a little bit of both. Like he's pretty much been the same character since he first came up to the main roster. It's like there's really been nothing like fresh from him. He's been the same character.
Agreed, absolutely agreed. Because, if you look at someone like The Undertaker, right? And there have been a lot of comparisons in the past of Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker, which I can kind of understand. But if you look at him, he's transitioned from the man from the dark side, as he was when he first came in.
Yep.
All the way to the American Badass.
Yep.
All the way back to the man from the dark side. Now, with all those transitions, there's three significant transitions that we've seen from The Undertaker, right?
But don't forget his Ministry of Darkness.
That's another one. Yeah, that's another one. So four major transitions that we've seen from The Undertaker, but throughout all of them, he never betrayed, he never lost the essence of his original character.
No, he always reinvents himself.
Exactly, and that's the key. So I don't think Bray Wyatt should have changed his character. I think he should have reinvented it.
Yeah.
And that's partly his responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that he hasn't been badly booked, because part of it is the responsibility of the creative team.
Now, is it just me, or his promos confusing?
That's another thing I wanted to get onto.
Because every time he does one of his promos on Raw, I'm sitting there trying to figure out what he's talking about.
Exactly, because even when he started, the promos had direction. The promos told a story, right?
And that one seems like he's rambling.
Exactly, he's rambling, and it doesn't really make much sense.
So it's like because in the past when I've had to cover like that part of Raw, I'd have to sit there and I couldn't do it. I had to go and source it because I couldn't figure out what he was trying to say.
So you had to cover Raw and give the gist of the promo without actually knowing what he was saying.
Oh, I would just go and source it because I just couldn't type it out. I didn't know what he was trying to say. He was just like rambling on. I'm like, what?
Gosh, I mean, my goodness. So I agree. But the thing is, it's not just the fault of the bookers of the creative team. It's his fault as well.
Yep.
Because
you need to reinvent stuff. You need to keep your character fresh.
Exactly. If The Undertaker was the same character for 20 years, even he would be outdated.
And I'm sure even he would be bored of his character.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
So, I was speaking to Kaden about this a couple of days ago. He suggested that Bray Wyatt go away for 6 months and come back.
Right, that wouldn't hurt. That would actually help.
I agree. It's sometimes time off can kill your character, and sometimes it can be the best thing for you.
Yep.
And I think in this instance, it would be the best thing for Bray Wyatt to do.
I don't know if it's the best thing for Eric Rowan and Luke Harper though.
Why would you say that?
Did you see their promo on SmackDown?
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused. The Bludgeon Brothers.
What? You don't like it?
No, I'm confused. Like, what are they supposed to be? I'm not sure. Like, what they're supposed to be.
Well, the way I perceive that, you mean the one on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, they're called the Bludgeon Brothers.
The way I perceived that was they were going to go out of their way to cause pain and suffering on people.
So they're kind of like Vikings.
Almost.
Wow.
The way I took from that, they're almost kind of vigilantes as well.
Oh, okay.
They were on a crusade, maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna give this a chance. I want to see where they go with this.
But see, you're as a fan, you're intrigued.
Yeah.
So WWE has done their job.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. I'm confused by it, but I want to see where they go with this. Like, how it works.
Exactly. Just before we finish, because we're running out of time, I've got the 5-minute alert that we have left. So just before we finish, just go to the women's division.
Yep. Next
Sunday will be the reveal. Will be the debut on the main roster, rather, of Asuka.
Yes. TLC.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, please?
Yeah, looking forward to that, to her debut on the main roster.
Should she remain undefeated for a long time?
When she does get defeated, when she does have her first loss, it should be someone like I don't think it should be Emma though.
No, I don't either, because I would like Asuka to still be undefeated.
But again, I don't want to see a Bill Goldberg type streak go on.
You don't want to see what?
A Bill Goldberg type streak go on.
No. I don't either.
173-0. What?
But having said that, when Asuka loses, because of how she's been built in NXT, phenomenally I will say as well.
Right.
See, I want her loss to mean something.
Yeah. That's why when she has her first loss, like I want it to be like someone else. Like I don't want it to be on Sunday to Emma or.
No. I would like it to be a shocking thing, almost like when the Undertaker streak was broken.
Yeah.
Obviously not to that extent, but you know,
right.
you understand what I mean. because
yeah.
I don't want it to be in just any single match because she deserves better.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
So finally, who would you like? You said you don't want to see Emma defeat her. Who would you? If I said to you, okay, Elio, pick anyone you want on the roster to beat Asuka for the first time, who would it be?
I'd say either Nia Jax or Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke.
Well, because we were talking about that one match that they had at NXT.
Takeover Respect, right?
Right.
Yeah, they made each other in that match.
Yeah.
They made each other.
But yeah, Nia Jax would be one of my choices.
Nia Jax, I think she's underutilized on Raw, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm starting to like Nia Jax.
Because that match, potential match between Asuka and Nia Jax, it should be built properly. You know, there should be this kind of thing of Nia Jax being dominant, like she was when she first came here.
Yep.
When she first came to Raw, and then Asuka kind of being a baby face. Because the crowd just gets behind her anyway.
Right.
So you could have Nia Jax kind of ending Asuka's streak almost so the crowd is angry and has, dislike for Nia Jax in a way.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that could potentially be a very interesting storyline.
I actually thought they were doing a face turn with Nia a couple of weeks back when she dropped Alexa Bliss on the mat after she put her up on her shoulders.
I thought that too. But I think what they were just trying to do was.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to say Nia's coming after the championship.
Yes, I don't think that was a face turn, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like one though. The way they did it.
Oh, absolutely, it did look like one. I was like, oh my gosh, what Nia Jax?
That was similar to what they did with Randy Orton and Triple H.
Yeah, it was identical.
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that vividly. It was the day after my birthday. It was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the 16th of August, and Orton had just defended his championship. He got hoisted up on his shoulders by Batista. Triple H had his thumbs up, and the thumbs went down, and Orton just got dropped.
That was SummerSlam. Was that SummerSlam?
The night before was SummerSlam. So on that year in 2004, SummerSlam was on my birthday, August 15th.
Yeah, SummerSlam was up here in Canada.
Yeah, that was in the Canada Center. The bizarre.
That's it. Where one of the fans decided to jump the rails and jump into JBL's limo.
Oh yes, I saw that. That was. Wait. What happens?
What's wrong with us?
Yeah, what happens in Canada? Seriously, what is wrong with you guys?
We are just a bizarre world.
Yeah, I'm not visiting Canada. I'm sorry, I'm not visiting Canada. I'm not coming up there. It's strange.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I agree with you. I think Nia Jax. I don't think she's babyface, but I would like to see her stay as a heel.
Right.
Have that feud with Asuka, and then build from there. What would you think?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Good. Elio, we're running out of time, my friend. So I'd like to thank you, as always, for being such a great host on this show, co-host. I've enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. We'll do this again. Right. Thank you, my friend. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.